Welcome to Ingram Micro. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
What got you into HPE storage? How did you end up here?
Storage is where it's at. It's the juicy part of the deal. It's the competitive part of the deal. There's a lot going on. There's a huge amount of investment from HPE. We've got whole specialized teams. We've got like 4 specialist teams across enterprise, public sector, commercial, even our channel specialists. So there's loads of investment from HPE going into HPE storage. Kind of just love being out there, speaking to customers, speaking to partners.
Fantastic. I think very interesting what you said, right? So us working in a channel, we refer to partners and customers as two very different things, right?
Yeah.
Customers being end customers. Do you look after both partners and customers alike, or?
Yeah, and obviously yourselves as distributors.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's definitely kind of similar conversations that you go through, but I definitely love kind of the customer experience. And I think once you're kind of in the trenches and you're doing the job, I think that partners really appreciate that, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Being part of HPE storage, how do you see yourselves differentiating yourselves from the likes of some of your competitors in the market?
Yeah. So obviously we've got loads of different storage products on the market, each with their own kind of USPs. And whenever I speak to a customer, obviously you kind of send them bullet points on why this is different. But in terms of like the wider picture, obviously GreenLake cloud platform and GreenLake itself as a brand, and what was an OpEx model, huge differentiator for us as HPE, right? The ability to kind of do that remote management, have all these different services in the same pane of glass. That comes across the whole portfolio, right? From Primeras to your Gen 9 Proliants to your Nimbles to now Electras, all using the same management platform. No vendor is doing that in the market today. And then also, I think the other thing is kind of the experience that we have as HPE. So, we've spent, the last 5 years, we took a big gamble, right? Doing this cloud platform, doing InfoSight and AI, and having the OpEx model, and we've really gone head first in terms of let's try this out, let's see how it goes. Antonio Neri, our CEO, has kind of put statements out there around data's the new currency, and we're going in this cloud hybrid direction. And I think the thing for me is, compared to other vendors, they're behind the game now. We've got actual experience. And, with AI, when you're training languages, you need history, you need data and past experience to do that. Sure. The same with us as a company. We're ahead in terms of the OpEx model. We're ahead in terms of the cloud management platform. And it's the experience we have as a company of sort of getting in there early and trying it out first. It might have been a rough couple of years to start, but, we're really, really at the finish line now.
I was at an event recently down in Ascot where there was a lot of mention around the GreenLake platform. For those out there who don't know what it is, I mean, could you give us a brief explanation as to exactly what it enables customers to do?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So essentially, if you've got maybe an old array of ours, so like a Nimble or Primera, or maybe a new array in terms of storage, you can actually onboard it onto the GreenLake cloud platform. And the idea of it is we want to kind of have a one-stop shop for everything you need from HPE. So whether that be support services, whether that be your backup DR, your compute, your Aruba, your network, and your storage, storage management, snapshots, all in this kind of one-stop place, this one portal. Easy to click around. It's got that lovely cloud feel to it, to make it simple for kind of older IT admins or new apprentices coming into an IT admin role. Have that nice standardization across the board. And the other side of it, of course, is obviously it's a cloud platform. It's remote. So, sure. I've actually used it in the airport in Ireland when I'm actually trying to onboard someone. You know how hard it can be, right? Yeah, onto the platform. Usually for an IT admin, you'd have to go into the basement, into the data center, plug in your laptop and try and do it that way. But yeah, it's just so easy now. If an IT admin's on holiday, or just away from their desk, they're able to use their tablet or their laptop to actually perform IT tasks which you wouldn't usually be able to do.
Sure. That actually, it's interesting that you say that, because that brings me on to my very next question is, what are some of the common challenges you're seeing in the market at the moment that IT managers are facing in managing their storage? I'm assuming the cloud platform is one of those things that are helping them address that.
Yeah. So
those difficulties.
Obviously, I speak to customers week in, week out. The number one thing I'd probably say is simplicity. So Matt Harris has a great talk about, he had an old customer when he was in his sales day, and that customer couldn't get home on time, and it led to marriage issues, divorce issues, seeing the kids. It's terrible, really, when you think about it, but genuinely it's a big problem for IT admins out there. And the ability of the GreenLake Cloud Platform, the management side of it, whether it be remote management or just being able to do things, being able to check things quickly, simply having that peace of mind, really, really makes a difference. The other thing was kind of economics. So I think, in terms of backup in DR anyway, like 50% of SMB customers don't actually have a DR strategy, and 66% of customers only in 2023 couldn't actually or didn't actually have like a BRAS at all, a backup as a service. They had to implement it last year as a new thing. They'd never heard of it, which is crazy when you think about it. But having kind of the economics to be able to kind of afford a SaaS platform like that, we're trying to provide that as HPE now. Some platforms and some customers do need all the bells and whistles of that, but other customers who just need that simple backup strategy where they can do it all in one place and they can afford a nice, easy sort of buy VM model. We're trying to bring that price to customers. Stuff like Electra MP and the GreenLake for block storage, that has the tagline now, 100% data available, sort of mission critical storage, but at that SMB economics where customers, no customer wants downtime, right?
Sure.
But the fact that you're having to put a pay grade on that in the past, we're now saying to customers, look, 100% available, guarantee with Electra MP, at an affordable cost for you as a small business.
Sure. My understanding that this platform is only available to end customers, right?
To an extent, in terms of like actioning stuff like on VMware and stuff, but any customer can sign up and have a go on the platform. We've got live customer demos as well online that customers can just go in and see. So in terms of
partners wanting to access this in order to be able for them to then demo that onto customers, where would they go to access this?
Obviously speak to our HPE sellers, but the HPE demo portal. We've got a new portal called Tech Accelerator. So loads of different demo portals. We've got our stuff in Geneva as well. Fantastic portal that our Geneva and CIC people run. We obviously got our CAC as well in London, as you know, brand new unveiled. So loads of demo platforms for partners out there to use. But they can sign up themselves, right, as a partner. Maybe they act as an MSP. We want to kind of, much like InfoSite was back in the day, provide customers with the ability to say, hey, look, we want to work with an MSP, we want to work with a partner, and allow them to have that management capability that the customer would have, but for them on their behalf and remotely.
Brilliant. Funny you mentioned that as well. Again, the Customer Information Centre down in Yolanda, I know they were refurbishing it a little while ago. When is that due to be opened up to your partners and customers alike?
I believe it's May, and I think it's fully booked.
It's
crazy,
booked?
Yeah.
All right.
I've not seen it myself
I can tell you it's fully booked because I've been trying to get in there for months.
It's crazy to think. I mean, it's great to hear, right? But it's crazy. Like the CIC have obviously got targets they want to hit with customers, and they've smashed it in the first month.
Brilliant. I think another question I wanted to ask you today is what's around some of the emerging trends. What are some of the latest trends and developments in the field of storage technology today that you're seeing, maybe in technology as a whole, not just specifically to your area of expertise, but where you're seeing storage and where it's going?
So I think I kind of touched on the remote management. That's obviously a big piece. Other buzzwords, AI, that's a huge buzzword in the market at the moment. A lot of customers are wanting, obviously all NVMe is out now, NVMe storage, and obviously a lot of customers are still sitting on sort of hard drives where there are issues and stuff. And but a lot of customers are just wanting that all flash performance, peace of mind in terms of drive failing, and just want that speed and don't want to have the risk.
Those who can afford NVMe, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, honestly, you're speaking to customers where like you need a Ford Fiesta and they want to buy a Ferrari, and it's like I'll sell you anything you want. But we do try and consult there. A lot of startups as well. A huge amount of businesses that are evolving and coming out from either IT admins in their basement patenting an idea. But there's so many startups out there where stuff like Microsoft and even us, we can't keep up with the amount of technologies that are out there. We can't usually you see big companies poach these startups and try and integrate them, but there's that many at the moment that I think a lot of companies are even struggling to kind of buy enough companies.
I think I read something recently where they were talking about a lot of these startups actually being off the back of the capabilities around artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And you know, with that we all know it comes high performance computing, right? So
yeah.
I think it's again what you know we've seen what Nvidia are doing in the market with AI, right? And their share price is absolutely escalating.
I actually sold them shares before, and I'm still sad.
You're joking? You actually had shares? No, we won't talk about that. I don't want you crying on the podcast. Interesting thing. I mean, you know, I've been working with HPE for many years, as you know, and we've seen an adoption of AI with many other organizations. Do you maybe just want to tell our viewers what HPE are doing around the artificial intelligence space with storage?
Yeah, definitely. I think the first thing from a storage side of thing is obviously, you know, InfoSight, huge product, came with the Nimble brand. One of the main reasons we bought the Nimble brand was InfoSight. It's all based on AI analytics. It helps solve problems not for the customer itself, but other customers with the same array, of course. Prevent and predict problems. It solves 86% of cases automatically. It can do so. If you actually go into the labs and stuff, it can do so much cool things around what your block sizes are and analysis of it. But yeah, I think a lot of people have this myth of InfoSights going away. I don't know if you've heard this.
My next question. I was saying there's a lot of rumors flying around the market saying InfoSight's not going to be around much longer,
but
right?
It's not, right? It's actually getting embedded into the GreenLake cloud platform slowly.
All right.
It's getting rebranded, redone.
I wasn't going to mention anything.
And it still exists. It's still there today, right?
Up,
no, of course. Yeah. I get paid not to answer that. But no, of course it is. James Halls, I spoke to him about this. So InfoSight actually has 150, I think we call signatures, or kind of AI machine learning points.
Yeah.
The new GreenLake Cloud platform has over 300 of these signatures.
Oh, wow.
So not only is InfoSight, not gone away or going away, it's improved.
Incorporated,
And the other big thing, which is huge, is obviously GreenLake for file storage. This is a new thing, came out last year, still evolving today, still releases of it happening today.
Yeah.
This is a market we've never played before with in HPE. This is the Dell Isilon market. When you traditionally used to speak to customers around AI workloads and stuff, I mean, it would be quite rare back in the day, but it's every other conversation now. But we couldn't really handle ourselves in terms of that conversation. This is like 500 terabytes plus worth of data. We've now got the architecture to attack that market. It's like a $13 billion market. And we've never been able to, go there as HPE. But now, not only do we have, the product, GreenLake for file storage, backed by Vast, but also, we've got the AMPS services. We've got teams dedicated around sort of data consultancy, around how to not just buy the kit that your storage sits on and your data sits on, but what's the best way of using it? What's the best way of acting on it? And give us an outcome that you want, whether that be using CCTV footage with AI and doing face analysis, or doing player analysis, a football game. Just give us the outcome, and we'll help you work from step one to actually implementing the kit on site, which is what we do, right, or what we're known for doing. And a lot of people don't realise that we're now playing in that market.
It's interesting because I have honestly on a weekly basis I'm talking to partners, right, and often I'm speaking to somebody who maybe has an opportunity like that but doesn't have the expertise internally and rely quite heavily on us as Ingram Micro and our pre-sales teams to be able to come up with these solutions. If we did need to have those sort of conversations with end customers, are you as HPE available directly to get involved with those opportunities and be speaking to the end customers directly?
100%. Yeah. The best thing about HPE is we've got such a good network across the channel. We're a channel first led organization, but also internally. Like my network internally is incredible. I've got so many different people who know different people in different parts of the organization that stretches, across Europe, across America. And the point is, I've had actually over the last month, I've already had 3 people ask me around, a customer wants to do this with data. I think it actually was the CCTV example.
Sure.
My ex-mentor, who's now left HPE, did a very similar project. I still have the PDF from when he did my mentoring with him. Found out who his manager was, introduced him to the data consultancy team. And we can lead the deal from start to finish, right? We don't want to operate direct with the customer, but if all you want from HPE, right, is you give us that lead and we'll hold your hand all the way through the process till then. Don't feel like as a partner or a distie you need them skills, because HPE can actually help provide any sort of gaps that you're missing, and we're happy to.
Where do you see some of the developments in some of your biggest competitors now? And can HPE compete on every level? Because I often get asked the question, why HPE storage? And from our partners, right? As you know, we work in distribution, so we sell multiple vendors, right? Why HPE storage from your angle? Yeah?
I think the first thing is, like I said, kind of at the start around our strategy, we're changing the game. With the new GreenLake for block, GreenLake for file storage, Electra MP, we're changing the game there completely. We've gone, right, this is the status quo.
What is Electra MP
different.
and what is Electra 6050? Because, again, this is something else, right? I've heard Electra MP. So for those out there who don't know, what is Electra MP?
No, of course. So the Electra brand came from, the 5K, the 6K, new evolutions of the Nimble, and then the 9K, the new evolution of the Primera. The Electra MP is kind of built on a bit of 3PAR, bit of Primera, a bit of Nimble, best of everything, right?
Sure.
And not only that, it's the first ever, we're following suit of a company called Vast Data,
Sure.
and their architecture of their systems is something called DASE, and it's brand new to the market, right? It's disaggregated, all shared everything. So every drive sees every controller node. And this is the game changer in terms of capacities, in terms of the way they do deduplication, in terms of the way they can scale controllers for high availability or for performance for those AI workloads when you might not need storage. It's really, really changing the market there. No other vendor, or every other vendor, I guess, is trying to copy it. It's trying to do what we're doing in terms of that architecture. But that is brand new. It really separates us from the competition.
What are you doing to get that messaging out to our partners?
I'm traveling the country, mate. Up and down, left and right. Yeah, no. No, it's a good point. So our biz dev team are doing a huge amount around Electra MP. We're doing so much promotional stuff, as you might have seen with the festivals we've had over the last years. Yeah. Channel reality shows that we're doing. Huge amounts of investments there. But no, generally, we've got so many different promotional offers. We're doing stuff like 20% MBO for our partners. We're doing the best discounting for our customers around Electra MP. It's a brand new product that only came out last year, and we need to try and get some market share with it. It is new. It's going to be hard to break, but we're hoping if the technology doesn't sell itself, we can really back it up with our commercials and us as a HPE brand and support system, right?
Sure. I've seen a lot of something I really wanted you to talk about today is we have been pushing quite heavily internally out to our partners the trade-in offers, right, that are available to customers out there. And a lot of partners I'm speaking to are not aware of it until they have the opportunity to bring the opportunity to us, and we then speak about it. Could you highlight at a very high level what the trade-in offer, what the trade-in program is about for the partners listening to this, and maybe just highlight how they can win business off the back of this as well?
Yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. It's actually kind of relates back to one of your old questions around how does HPE differentiate itself?
Sure.
And a huge part of that is sustainability as a business, as a brand. A lot of companies, talk the talk, but do they walk the walk? HPE, we have a Erskine site. I don't know if you've been,
yes,
but
yeah,
middle of nowhere. But no, we have a HPE Erskine site, right, where we do all this trading, whether it be printers, laptops, old storage. All we need is the brand and how many terabytes you have, and it's working. That's it. Sure. Right, and we can give partners up to 20k, depending on what the storage device is, depending on what the customer's buying. But usually, most of the time, if it's a big enough deal, significant deal, we usually provide the 20k. I don't think I've rarely had where we've not achieved that, which is fantastic, right? Yeah. But the reason we do this is because we have our own sort of net zero carbon goals. Same way we can do HPE finance at 0% interest rates.
Sure.
Because we want to give back to the customer some value to help us sort of take that kit, be that first kind of trade-in provider, and be able to meet our carbon emission goals.
Sure. Thank you. I appreciate that. Data security. How do you see HPE and how can organizations leverage HPE storage solutions to enhance their data security?
Yeah, good question. So I think the big one for me that came up recently, June last year, was Zerto 10. So obviously Zerto is a disaster recovery software, lowest RPOs and RTOs in the market, incredible software. I don't think I've ever lost a deal where it's been pitched. The only reason I've lost a deal if I forgot to pitch it. But Zerto 10 came with ransomware as part of its latest edition, which is a huge buzzword in the market, right? Loads of different companies doing ransomware at the moment, or offering a different part of the ransomware solution. And it is true, you have to have a data protection strategy now. You can't have one product that does it all. You need different products that create a strategy around data protection. So Zerto, can not only kind of
can Zerto be quoted as part of the same opportunity, the same deal? Because and I may be mistaken, but I recall Zerto having to be quoted separately on various opportunities that we're working back in the past. Yeah. Can that all be incorporated now as a single offering to a customer or to a partner?
Yeah, we can do it separately. We can do it together with the bill of materials from HPE. We can do it part of a GreenLake contract. There's loads of different ways you can acquire Zerto, as well as the GreenLake for DR offering as well, which is, kind of a minimal version of Zerto, but still another way of procuring it, right? But yeah, that's a huge part of kind of the cyber resiliency and ransomware conversations around security that are happening.
Sure.
The other side of it is the GreenLake kind of management platform. When a customer hears the word cloud, they're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
God, don't tell me that. Yeah. But then it's funny because then you speak to them about, what you're doing with Azure or AWS and what your plans to go there. And they're like, oh, that's fine though. It's like, it's the same port. It's the same 443 port that we use for our cloud management system, right? The MTLS encrypted stuff, right? It's a secure platform. And when I spoke to James Hall about this as well, it's the first thing we did when we developed the platform was make it secure, because we knew that was going to be a big thing that came up. And there's so much research and development that's gone into making that platform secure. And there's a whole security PDF on everything you need to know about the security of it. So it's a big pushback from customers, but a bit of challenge and training and, smash them cloud providers.
I think it wouldn't be fair if I brought you all the way out here for a 2-hour drive this morning if I didn't give you the opportunity to maybe share some success stories in around some of the opportunities you as HPE have been working on and some big wins that you've had in the storage arena.
Yeah, so I wanted to kind of, is there any question I did research, by the way? I wanted to kind of touch on kind of ElectroMP case studies. It's only been out a year, but I think the bigger point I wanted to touch on this question was, firstly, case studies. There's so many available on a platform called Seismic that customers can request or partners can look at. And I looked at ElectroMP ones. So there was a company called Ideal Integrations. They had about 5 NetApp file systems all over the place. ElectroMP, GreenLake for file, managed to converge all them file systems and directories together. Easy management, one pane of glass. The other one was a company called Prairie Star. That was Electra 6030. They had about 6 hours of sort of medical admin time, and InfoSight and sort of the management of the GreenLake cloud platform allowed their kind of IT admins to slicker the process and reduce that 6 hours to 1 hour. I mean, these are just great buzzwords you can speak to a customer about. Sure. But the main point for me was when you've got customer cases that you speak to a customer about, 90% of the time we've done it before. So please speak to our account managers, speak to our specialists around, for example, the NHS, they want to store some medical images of something. We've probably done it before and we've done the best practice and we found the best solution for it. We might have not got it right the first time, might have got 80% of the way there, but then we added another product or added an ISV and we managed to really slick the solution for them, right?
Sure.
Just ask our account managers for those references, case studies. Like I said, the network within HPE is so good that I know if I need to speak to someone or the police department about a CCTV AI facial recognition system, that I know I can speak to one of our storage specialists that I know well that works with public sector police departments, and it'll have a case study where he's done that before. And the easiest thing for our sellers to do, right, is take a template and rework it.
Absolutely. If we, for some reason, partners out there don't have an internal account manager at HPE, they want to come through us, where would you suggest I point my partners to find information on their own if they're wanting to look for case studies, white papers, data sheets? Is there a portal that HPE have that is accessible to all partners?
So seismic is in the earthquakes. I don't actually know why it's called that, to be honest. I think it's the company name that we use. But yeah, seismic is the number one portal for that.
Fantastic. Just want to throw it out there. We do have the Ingram Micro Horizon portal as well.
Yeah. Sorry, I was supposed to say that. Yeah.
That's what in your notes.
Yeah. Michael's wrote that down. Sorry. Yeah, of course.
Tom, I think from my side, again, thank you for coming through. Last but not least, I mean, do you have anything else you want to leave us with today before we wrap it up?
Yeah. I think technology is changing exponentially. The amount of startups that are appearing, the amount of technologies that are coming out, ransomware's on the rise, loads of different speeds and feeds, and the amount of IOPS and throughput you can get is crazy, right? But to go back to the start, with great power becomes great responsibility. So let HPE take on that responsibility and work with us from start to finish.
Tom, thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, bud.
Appreciate your time.